we are all good on that front. Bloody hell, the rubbish bags are still there. They were there, would have been yesterday, wouldn't it? Yeah. At least the traffic isn't so terrible today. Hey look, the dustman just drove past. You've missed a few. Maybe they're actually emptying the bins today. But yeah, that's where it comes down to. How does such a stupid party get into power and actually gain popularity with bloody people out there, you know? You know, it's just anyone who just sees them and doesn't despise the US government is frankly a bloody moron. I mean, I'd say you should despise and bloody show all governments with scepticism and whatnot. You know, you should you're not doing your duty as a citizen if you're not criticising your government. If you're just going like, oh, they're really good, you're an idiot. You're not scrutinising them. You got to scrutinise them. You know, and you've got to use the various social media platforms out there. You know, I understand why people don't like discussing politics on things like YouTube and that, because you know, there can be a lot of dumbasses that come on and just want to do mudslinging, and that is very common. I mean, hell, there's a bloody whole thing where it links to religion. Religion's very much the same. It just ends up turning into a whole lot of bloody mudslinging. Hey look, he's staring in the window. Maybe he's trying to steal something. But that's the thing. It just turns into these whole mudslinging competitions. They're like, oh, how can we do this? How can we do that? Oh, God's real because I say he is. And, you know, it just goes into that when really, you know, the Bible is the big book of nonsense as far as I'm concerned. Oh, well, we're in danger of deviating from the topic of politics, going into religion rant now. Yeah, you can tell I'm not religious in the slightest. I did go through a phase of sort of experimental religion as a kid, where then my brother sort of explained what it was all about to me, and I was just, fuck that, back to being an atheist. But yeah, you see it all the time, you know, how they try and argue a unfalsifiable hypothesis is true. When something is a whole unfalsifiable hypothesis, it kind of eradicates its usefulness in any kind of debate or argument, because you can't prove it either way, so it's kind of a useless thing to argue over. You know, unless you're going for some sort of intellectual debate, there really is no point. You know, if you try and throw an unfalsifiable hypothesis into the mix of a debate, I'm just going to laugh at you. You're stupid. You're just trying to argue with literally nothing. You know, it'd be like, you know, you get some of these bloody people trying to prove the existence of God. It's like them trying to prove that air doesn't exist. I'd say the creationists are probably the worst for it. They are absolutely terrible for not just believing the absolute complete nonsense, but outright lying, you know, and knowingly lying and bullshitting about stuff. Creationists are terrible for that. They are a real malicious group, and you know, and the thing that really grinds my gears about creationists is how they're anti-progress, anti-science, anti-this, anti-that, and it's just really, 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 really frustrating. We can't go anywhere because the bloody traffic lights. Here we go. Yay, now we can. Oh, the traffic is terrible. Oh god, people, they're probably cross. They like crossing in front of you here, so you've got to be really wary. But yeah, you run into the exact thing of them just outright lying, and you know, and they're very much always bashing scientific progress. When you look at what science has contributed, well, everything within my line of sight, from the car I'm sitting in, to the road I'm driving on, to the traffic lights, to the cars, to the lampposts, to the buildings, to the windows, to the physics that actually allows us to create the materials to build all this in the first place. And then you look at what religion's contributed, and all what you get is if I had the soundtrack, I'd put in crickets going maybe we could have a tumbleweed blow